Have you ever imagined a land born of fire and ice? A place where myths walk among mortals and the earth itself breathes. This isn't a fantasy novel. This is Iceland. For centuries, this island nation has been a testament to nature's raw power and humanity's incredible resilience. It's a place where the ground can split open, swallowing the land in lava, while ancient glaciers grind mountains into dust. How did a nation not only survive, but thrive in such a volatile world? Join us as we journey into the heart of Iceland, a land of sagas, volcanoes, and breathtaking beauty, to uncover the secrets of its survival. Let's start with the very ground beneath our feet. Iceland is quite literally being torn apart and built anew every single day. It sits astride the mid-Atlantic ridge, the seam where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are drifting away from each other. This isn't some slow, invisible process. You can actually walk, or even scuba dive, between two continents in the Lingvalla National Park. This constant geological tug-of-war means the island is a hotbed of activity. It's home to over 130 volcanoes, with around 30 of them active. This is the fire of Iceland. We see it in the vast Muscovite lava fields that stretch for miles, looking like a landscape from another planet. We see it in the geysers that shoot boiling water high into the air, and the bubbling mud pots that perfume the air with sulfur. But then there's the ice. Over 10% of Iceland is covered by glaciers, colossal rivers of ice that have been carving the landscape for millennia. The largest of these is Vatnajökull, a titan so massive it's bigger than all the other glaciers in Europe combined. It's a world of its own, with deep blue ice caves, towering seracs, and hidden volcanoes simmering beneath its frozen surface. The constant battle between these two opposing forces, fire and ice, creates a landscape unlike any other. Glacial rivers carve deep canyons, and when volcanic heat melts the ice, it can lead to cataclysmic floods known as jagged, mighty waterfalls, like the powerful Gulfers or the picturesque Seljalandsfoss, thunderdown cliffs sculpted by ancient eruptions and glacial retreats. This unique geography isn't just a backdrop. It's the stage upon which the entire story of Iceland is written. It's a land that feels alive, constantly shifting and reminding everyone who lives here of nature's immense, untamable power. So, who were the brave souls who first decided to call this volatile island home? The story begins with the Vikings. Around the late 9th century, Norse explorers, seeking freedom from the consolidating power of King Harald Fairhair in Norway, set sail across the treacherous North Atlantic. They weren't just marauders. They were families, farmers, and chieftains looking for new land to settle and a new society to build. Following the path of earlier Irish monks, they discovered an uninhabited island, a blank slate, led by figures like Ingolfur Arnarson, who is traditionally credited as the first permanent settler. They established a new commonwealth. They created the Althing in 930 of the world's oldest parliamentary institutions, where free men would gather to make laws and settle disputes. This period, known as the Age of Settlement, is chronicled in the famous Icelandic sagas, epic tales of heroism, love, feuds, and exploration that form the bedrock of Icelandic literature and identity. However, this golden age of independence eventually came to an end. Internal strife weakened the Commonwealth, and by the 13th century, Iceland came under the rule of the Norwegian crown. Later, through royal unions, it fell under Danish control. For centuries, Iceland was a remote and often neglected territory. It endured immense hardship, the bubonic plague, devastating volcanic eruptions that led to widespread famine, and restrictive trade monopolies imposed by Denmark. This long period of foreign rule and extreme isolation forged a deep-seated resilience in the Icelandic people. They clung to their language, their culture, and their stories as a means of survival. The dream of independence never died, and in the 19th century, a powerful nationalist movement, led by figures like Jan Sigurðsson, began to gain momentum after a long and peaceful struggle. Iceland gained sovereignty in 1918 and finally became a fully independent republic on June 17, 1944, while Denmark was occupied during World War II. This journey from Viking settlement to modern republic is a powerful story of survival, a testament to a people who refused to be broken by hardship or isolation, holding fast to their identity in one of the world's most challenging environments. For most people, a volcanic eruption is a once-in-a-lifetime disaster. In Iceland, it's just a part of life, with an eruption occurring on average every 4 to 5 years. Icelanders have developed a unique and pragmatic relationship with their fiery mountains. They don't just live near volcanoes, they live with them. This is a country where a major eruption can halt global air travel, as we saw with Eyjafjallajökull in 2010. That eruption was a classic example of Iceland's special brand of geologic chaos, a volcano erupting beneath a glacier. The combination of intense heat and melting ice created a colossal ash plume that drifted across Europe, grounding over 100,000 flights. Yet, for locals, the response was one of practiced calm and efficient adaptation. History is filled with even more dramatic events. The 1783 eruption of Lucky was a catastrophe on a global scale. Over an 8-month period, fissures opened up and poured out an estimated 14 cubic kilometers of lava, the largest flow in recorded history. A poisonous haze of fluorine and sulfur dioxide spread across Iceland, killing over half the livestock and leading to a famine that wiped out a quarter of the human population. The effects were even felt across the globe, causing crop failures in Europe and potentially altering weather patterns as far away as Africa and India. More recently, in 1973, a surprise eruption on the island of Heimaey forced the entire population of 5,000 to evacuate in the middle of the night. A new volcano, Eldfell, rose from a field, and its lava flow threatened to close off the town's vital harbour. In a remarkable feat of ingenuity and determination, the islanders fought back. They pumped millions of tons of seawater onto the advancing lava, cooling and solidifying it, successfully diverting the flow and saving their harbour. This event perfectly encapsulates the Icelandic spirit. Instead of simply fleeing from nature's fury, they face it, study it, and sometimes even manage to steer it. They live with the constant knowledge that the ground can change at any moment, not with fear, but with a deep, abiding respect and a remarkable capacity for innovation. So, what kind of people are forged in this land of fire and ice? The Icelanders are a fascinating blend of ancient tradition and modern sophistication. With a population of less than 400,000 people, there's an incredible sense of community and shared identity. This small population has led to some unique cultural quirks. For example, their naming system, Icelanders don't really use family surnames. Instead, they use a patronymic or matronymic system. A man named Jan, his son would be Johnson, meaning Jan's son, and his daughter would be John's daughter, Jan's daughter. This means the phone book is listed by first name. It's a direct link back to their Viking ancestors. This deep connection to heritage is also seen in their language, which has changed so little over the centuries that modern Icelanders can still read the ancient sagas with relative ease. Perhaps most enchanting is the enduring presence of folklore in everyday life. While Iceland is a technologically advanced, modern Nordic country, belief in the Huldufolk, or hidden people, elves and fairies, who live in rocks and hills is still surprisingly common. It's not always a literal, cartoonish belief, but more of a deep-seated cultural respect for nature and the unseen forces within it. Roads are sometimes rerouted to avoid disturbing a rock believed to be an elf home. It's a beautiful metaphor for the Icelandic relationship with their environment, a recognition that humans are not the sole masters of the land and that some places are best left untouched. This blend of pragmatism and poetry, of scientific understanding and mythical respect, defines the Icelandic character. They are a people who can harness geothermal energy to heat their homes, while also leaving out a small offering for the hidden folk, just in case. It's this unique worldview that makes Icelandic culture so utterly captivating. From the first Viking settlers to the modern-day Icelanders navigating their geological wonderland, this island nation tells a profound story. It's a story about the relationship between humanity and the raw, untamable power of nature. In a world where we often feel disconnected from the planet that sustains us, Iceland serves as a powerful, living reminder. It shows us that survival isn't about conquering nature, but about adapting to it, respecting it, and learning to live in harmony with its rhythms. It's a land that teaches humility and resilience. Iceland proves that even on the most volatile patch of earth, a society can flourish, creating a rich culture and a unique identity, not in spite of its harsh environment, but because of it. It's a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit, a saga written in fire, ice, and the unbreakable will to survive. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey to Iceland. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.